We got a quarterback coming back.
That's a positive.
Yeah.
Speaking of quarterbacks, what are you seeing on film of Patrick? How well is he playing this year, and what is he doing well?
Pretty much everything. Of course, on a positive road right now. The one loss. I'm not mistaken, something like that. So, take care of the ball. As we all know, he makes his magic happen. So, we got a plan for it, and hopefully we can stick our game plan and get it done.
He won so many games in the fourth quarter, especially the final 4 minutes of the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Just, when you watch it, why is he so good in those
Yeah,
situations?
I think I saw he had 7 game-winning drives already, which is tied for the most in NFL history in the season. Yeah, so he's doing what he needs to do to win games, and that's what it's come down to. I think they've won 10 or 9 one-score games, something like that. So they find out ways to win, man, and that's what we've been. It being a close game and finish it out at home.
Grant, they're so good off schedule. Whether it's Patrick doing things with his legs, Kelsey seems to find a way to find a soft spot in his zone. As a defensive player, how do you stay true to your principles, knowing that they may get out of their routes and do all kinds of things?
I mean, it has a lot to do with the call we're in too. So I know Schwartz has a plan for that, and we all know what he loves to do. It's not a secret. We're gonna match up and do what we do, but really just winning second leverage. We call it winning second leverage. Is you win your first leverage, quarterback break out the pocket scramble. Now you got to win second leverage, and facing a quarterback that makes it happen like this, we got to be on top of that.
How much do you look forward to a matchup like the one you'll have with Travis?
Yeah, just what else would I want? He's the best, top 2, top 3 tight end in the league right now. So I haven't played him yet in my career, so hopefully be a good competition, a good competitive matchup.
Were in that season opener?
I didn't. I don't think he played that game.
Did you know Kelsey's dating Taylor Swift?
I think I heard that.
Why are they so good on third down? Why are they so good on third down?
Of course, it got a lot to do with the quarterback. They've been struggling up front, blocking, and he's still been able to make stuff happen. So, honestly, bro, back in the back end.
Even though Travis is getting up there, is he still the same Travis Kelsey that you've seen on film year after year after year?
Yeah, he's real savvy. I feel like savvy is a good word to use for him. Tries to break your leverage a lot. And I don't know, the speed might not be there, but he understands the game so well and is on the same page with his quarterback that it works out. So taking all that into account.
You talk about what to play for in these final 4 games. Would beating a team that's won the last 2 Super Bowls and is 12-1, would that mean a lot to you, even though you guys are 3-4?
Yeah, like I said, it's about your respect for the passion of the game. It's not about who we playing at this point. It's really just about, do you love the game or not? And I approach it, and that's how I try to preach to the guys and stuff like that, but we're all on the same page when it comes to that.
You guys are obviously familiar with Green.
Yeah.
How much are you looking forward to going against him on the opposite side? He tends to run pretty hard.
Yeah, and I hit pretty hard, and I've been telling him I'm going to catch him. I swear I'm going to catch him. I told him that, when he got traded, so been looking forward to it. His dreads just swing hard. It looked like he ran. I'm happy to see the success he's having, and hopefully we get to meet a couple times.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
What's up? Huh? I ain't got it here. Sorry. You got one? I'll put it on. You can swap it out in the middle of the question. Cool.
Jordan, why are they so good on third down? Is it as simple as they have 15 and 87.
I think they do a good job keeping it simple. You know, they get their man indicator, man zone indicator. There's motion on just about every play. And when, you know, they are in man, they've got their beaters for it. And when they get zone, they know how to sit down in the soft spaces. And so I do think it's obviously have that chemistry. But, you know, they keep it simple in their minds, and you can see how it translates on the field.
I'm sure it's probably hard to find new things to say.
Here you go, pro. Take that one.
It's probably hard to find new and different things to say about Patrick Mahomes, but what makes him so amazing?
Yeah.
What you see on film, just in particular to this year.
Yeah. I mean, he can make every throw at every angle. He's got the ability to escape and create, right? He's got, obviously, guys who understand their offense and where to be, and you can tell, you know, he's getting the ball out before guys are even turning around, and it looks like it's a read, right? It's not even the scripted route, it's a readed route. So, you know, they do everything that, you know, you like to see in an offense that has the ability to create, right? A lot of it seems like it's just backyard ball, but they've got, you know, you can tell they rep it a lot.
How does he use his legs, though, to extend plays and kind of keep those guys run the routes? How does he use his legs well?
Yeah, I mean, he finds the escape in the pocket. You know, it seems like every time you watch him, he's just fast enough to beat the defender that's chasing him. But a lot of times he's, you know, looking to throw downfield, and so you could tell it's similar to our offense. We do scramble drill, right? You could tell they do those type of drills that, you know, once he breaks the pocket, you know, go sit in the zone, go find space.
He's so good in the fourth quarter. He's got 7 game-winning drives this year. Kansas City's like 10-0 in one-score games, so they play a lot of tight games. They're not running people on the field. So, what's most important for you guys in those closing minutes of a game against him to be able to close it out?
Execution. You look at some of those games, right? You look at the other teams. The way the Chiefs won, a lot of it was misexecution on by the other team. You know, obviously they do a great job putting themselves in position to win those type of games, but you know, you can't make those moments too big. Been in a lot of those situations. Most of the games in the NFL come down to those type of situations, and so it's the team who executes, doesn't beat themselves, doesn't make those mistakes at the end. They usually come away with it.
Jordan, you've seen a short 3 of 10 teams here, unfortunately. They haven't always been connected as this one is right now. So what would you attribute that to? Is it refreshing, comforting to know that guys are not quitting and are finishing as strong as they can?
Yeah, it's been that way since I got here, right? You could feel the cohesiveness of this team, the camaraderie, and guys enjoy being around each other. So, you know, every year is different, right? You get new faces. You know, I've been on 10 different teams, or, you know, individual years, and every single one is brand new, right? You start from square one. And so, you know, we've got these last few games to be doing this, enjoying each other's company, enjoying each other on the field, you know, and doing it together as a team one last time. So this team is bonded over these, you know, the highs and the lows of the season. And, yeah, we, you know, obviously we want to make the most of the last times we have together.
I know communication is always important for you guys.
Yeah.
But when you have somebody like Travis, especially for you guys as linebackers, when he's going to be lined up more inside a lot, just how much more important is it to sort of be on the same page, especially for you being a green dot, sort of diagnosing which way line up in the middle where he is?
Yeah, I mean, obviously everybody knows where he's at all times, right? It's part of the scheme that's always put in play when you're going against this team. So, you know, communication for me is more getting the play out, getting the call out, making sure it's quick and concise, and if there's any checks, you know, making sure we're in it, and then just kind of alerting, you know, seeing what I see and trying to stay ahead of the game.
Obviously, Travis is a huge part of their season. When you look at their receiving core too, what stands out?
Yeah, well, I played with D-Hop before, right? He can catch every pass. His radius is crazy. His hands are, you know, Hall of Fame level. You know, you've got Worthy who can stretch the field vertically and has speed, you know, to do reverses and different type of stuff. So they're extremely dynamic. You know, they've got some veteran presence in that room. So, yeah, they've got weapons all over the field. Cool. Appreciate it, guys.
Let's go. Let's go, y'all.
So you're getting close to 1,000 yards. Have you thought about that at all?
I mean, yeah, of course. Ain't gonna lie, yeah.
What would that mean to you?
It mean a lot, you know. Just because it's gonna be my first 1,000-yard season. You know, new team, first year, so you know, it's a great feeling.
What is like you thought about that like bothered you throughout your career that you don't have that yet?
I won't say it bothered me, but I definitely thought about it. You know, all the elite receivers hit 1,000 yards, and you know, I feel like I was one of the receivers that could do that. And now this year, I finally got an opportunity to.
So I mean, is there a part of you, like you've always known you've had this in you, and now you kind of finally get to realize, kind of show people that?
Yeah, for sure.
What's the click between you and James since he has taken over that role at quarterback? You guys really seem to develop the chemistry. Why have you clicked so well?
Just the communication we have with each other. You know, and I feel like James do a great job, and he got a great feel, and he do a great job in looking downfield and the pressure on, and I just feel like he do a great job just giving people opportunity, giving they playmakers the ball for real.
Maybe this is connected to the first 1,000-yard season, but is it important for you, for people to consider you like a bona fide number one receiver?
Yeah, I mean, I look at myself as wide receiver one, you know, and I feel like I deserve that respect in the league, you know. Yeah, basically, yeah.
But do you think this is a year where you've shown it to everybody else that you are that guy?
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel like, you know, we didn't have the season that we want as a team. You know, that's the most important part, and it's kind of tough. But you know, having 1,000 yards, you know, that's a great feeling. You know, because like I said, all the great receivers reach the 1,000-yard limit. You know, and I feel like I'm one of the receivers that could consistently do that.
The other day, Jamar Chase got targeted 17 times.
Lovely.
Lovely. He caught 14.
Yeah.
So I think back to the Pittsburgh game, and they only had 2 targets the first half. I mean, when you guys look back at that first half, did the Steelers really keep the ball away from you?
Oh, my bad. Can you ask that question?
How did the Steelers keep the ball away from you in the first half? You only had 2 targets.
Oh yeah. I mean, I feel like they changed their scheme around. You know, we all know the Pittsburgh Steelers are a one-high team. You know, I feel like the last game we played them, they switched up, played a lot of 2-man, 2 underneath, 2-man, 2 high safeties. So I feel like they did a good job of scheming that up and switching up their defensive scheme. Yeah, of course, but you know, I'm not going to dwell on the past. You know, this year, the year that I'm gonna reach 1,000, you know, it's all on God's timing.
Pro Bowl probably means a lot to you this year too, right? Is that something that you really hope happens?
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, Pro Bowl is, you know, you consider one of the top players if you reach that. So you know, I pride myself in becoming one of the top players. You know, and I'm gonna work towards that every year.
You've seen Kansas City a lot from your time in the West. What stands out about that group of corners? And I saw one of the coaches talk about with you guys, the receiver group that Cleveland has, they have to do a good job getting their hands on you at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they got great corners. You know, they play well together. They communicate well together. You know, us as a receiver group, I feel like we do a great job of being press man, which they do a great job of. I think they like the #1 team that do press man. So I feel like we got a great group of receivers that know how to beat press man and know how to get open against that.
Why are they so good in the fourth quarter? Not just offensively, but their defense always seems to get that critical stop late to get Patrick the ball back. Just why are they just so good?
I don't know, man. They're a team that just know how to win. You know, they've been winning for a long time now, so I feel like once that fourth quarter hit, they just know how to flip the switch and know how to really lock in and make plays to finish out the game. So they do a great job at that area.
If David doesn't play, David Njoku, he doesn't play this game, does that put even more attention on you this game?
I mean, I'm not sure you can put attention on me if you want, but we got other guys that can make plays too as well. So, you know, the more attention on me, the more open other players going to get. So, as long as we put up points and win the game, all that matters.
During this stretch where you've had such a good run, have you seen defenses? I mean, Tony was talking about Pittsburgh, but have you seen defenses pay you a lot more attention?
Yeah, you know, I seen they play a lot more underneath with safety over the top. You know, so that's one of the coverages I got to consistently beat. You know, and I feel like the coach is going to do a great job of just moving me around and put me in great position to not be able to get double team or not for them to be able to play certain coverages. So yeah.
About the 1,000-yard thing, that was sort of like a point of contention that when the Browns traded for you, people brought up like that you've never done that. I think you at one point sort of tweeted something about that as well. But like, just is it more satisfying to sort of prove people wrong in that way of like, hey, I can do this, I can do this.
You know, the most important thing for me is really to prove myself right. You know, just by it been a frustrating 3 years in my career, but I didn't let that dwell on me. I just kept working, and now I'm in the position I am now. About to reach 1,000 yards, but the main goal for me is really trying to get to that Super Bowl and get to the playoff for the first time in my career. So, that's something I'm gonna keep striving and work towards.
What would it mean to have setback? I know he practiced the last couple of days. I don't know if he's officially cleared or not, but what can he do to that passing game?
He gonna open up the passing game tremendously. Having setback, that's just another offensive weapon that we could use to the game plan. He been balling the last few games before he got hurt, so having him back really gonna take a lot of attention off me, and keep them true to their coverage.
Have you heard from anybody like maybe you talked to Sean Payton or whatever? Have people been kind of coming out of the woodwork and saying this is what we knew you were capable of when you got in the right situation?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Like, contact with college coaches, high school, or anything like that?
No, not that I know of. No.
You need another 200-yard game for that to happen.
You said what?
You need another 200-yard game for that to happen.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Thank you.
No, it's some real back stuff, but you know, we're working through it. We're taking it a day at a time, and just it seems like this point in the year, the last few years, I've had some back stuff, and we're just trying to get to a point where we can go out there and move around and feel good out there.
As it stands, are you optimistic you'll be able to play on Sunday?
Yeah, we'll see how it goes tomorrow. I don't want to look too far in the future. Backs are weird like that, where you wake up one morning and it's like, oh shoot, I can't move, and then as you work through the day, it starts feeling a lot better. So, tomorrow we'll see how it goes and see if we can move around a little bit at practice and kind of go from there.
I was going to say, going through that last year with the back towards the end of the season, do you feel like even though backs are so weird that you kind of have a handle on how to manage it at this stage?
Yeah, I mean, I know what works to get it better. It's just always like the timetable of how it works through. And it's kind of just jumped up on me, so there's not really like a expected thing. But I do have some experience rehabbing it, so hopefully we can use that to our advantage.
Did it bug you during the game Sunday?
No, it was like a post game, like riding a bus, and being old, and all that stuff. So, but yeah, no, I was good during the game.
Joe, I think after the game you're talking about it's hard for the run game to be better when you're throwing it as much as you guys have. Ken today said one of his goals is balance. Like, do you believe that you're kind of shifting toward more running?
Yeah, I thought last game we did a better job mixing in some runs. You know what I mean? I mean, the Broncos game, what was working was passing the ball. So, like, I get it from both perspectives of, like, hey, what's the hot hand? We're going to throw for 500 yards, like, probably keep it going. We have a chance to win this game. And we got to make the run game work, too, to at least give us a chance to be like, yeah, call it again. We got 10 yards or 11 yards. So there's a mix and there's a balance, and I'm sure, like, if you win a game by a couple touchdowns, you're probably going to run the ball a little bit more. So when you look at the win-loss record, I'm sure that attributes to the amount of passes. When you're trying to come back, you can't just run the ball up and down the field. So there's definitely a balance. There's definitely work. I think we're figuring out what we like in the run game, and I thought we saw some positive signs against the Steelers.
Did they feel like a difficult kind of philosophical shift at the beginning of the season because you had been a team that had relied so much on the run?
Yeah, I think in 2020 when Coach Stefanski came in, it was such an emphasis on the run game, the play action pass, the boots off of the run game, that slowly, really since we've gotten to Sean here, they wanted to shift into more empty sets and the more different looks, more passing game looks, and so we've kind of made our way to that, I think, the last couple years. But then you bring Coach Dorsey in, who has experience, in other offenses too, and you keep working that way, and I think they see, the stats and like, oh, passing the ball, efficiency, all those, deep state stats that, that tell you how to win football games. They want to work towards that. So it's just a mix. And then Nick was coming off of injury, and we're trying to work him back in. So there's, I think, a lot of factors that come into it. But I think it's slowly been shifting that way since we've been here.
How difficult is Chris Jones to block, and what makes him so good?
Yeah, he's dynamic. He's, since AD's retired, he's probably up there as, if the best, if not the best D tackle in football. He's big, he's strong, but what makes him different than other D tackles is he can turn the corner, he's shifty, he's athletic. If you overset him, he's going to take the inside, and he lines up everywhere. He's not just one position. He lines up left, right, defensive end. He'll stand up sometimes. Just a dynamic player. They've done a good job of blitzing away from him too. So, if you're like, oh, let's just slide to, Chris Jones, they're going to be like, all right, we'll bring 4 to the other side, and it makes it difficult to just key on what they're doing.
But Joel, a lot has happened to both franchises since you guys met in the playoffs like 4 years ago. At that time, did you feel like, this is the beginning of a rivalry, or maybe this is a team that we're going to cross paths with in postseasons to come?
Yeah, I didn't think of rivalry. I thought we were close that game, and then we played them week 1, I think, the next year, and we were close again. And so I was like, oh man, this could be, something that's brewing a little bit. And obviously we went back to the playoffs last year. We didn't meet up with them, and they've won Super Bowls. But we know they're the team to beat in the AFC, and that's a team that I think every team wants to beat and have a chance to win a Super Bowl. So we knew they were a big challenge. This year we're not, we're hoping this for like playoff seeding at the beginning of the year, and it's just not where we ended up. We know they're a great team and a big challenge coming to Cleveland.
Jimmy Haslam said that he was kind of perplexed with how the season has gone. Is that a good definition of emotion to kind of describe this season so far?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think if we all had like answers for you besides like play better, I think that's a good word to describe it. I don't think anybody here thought our record is what it was going to be. I thought we were going to be in contention and battling for a playoff spot. So perplexed and frustrating are good words for where we're at.
If you can beat the Chiefs, defending Super Bowl champions, what does it say about you guys as a football team?
The guys are fighting and they haven't given up on the season, and it's tough because we're not in the playoffs. But every time you go out on the field, it's a blessing to play in this league. And if we can go out there and compete with them and beat them, I think it just shows that the guys are still bought in. The guys are still fighting for that pride.
What can you learn about playing against this team? I mean, they're such a great team, trying so many different ways to win. That's what great teams do. How can you guys just learn from just playing and being on the same field?
I think that's a great way to describe it. They find ways to win. If it's blocking a kick, if it's late stop on defense, if it's a first down on 3rd and 7 to run out the clock last week, it's just all different ways to win. We know they're going to be great competition and it'll be a good challenge for us. But that's pretty much what you take from it. It's like one-score games define the league usually, and they're the masters at winning one-score games this year.
Joel, we saw Nick break off that 19-yarder. Is he starting to show some signs of being like old school Nick again?
Yeah, we just got to keep blocking for him, give him a chance. He's putting in the work. I think he's getting better. I haven't seen any like slowdown in his game. I think we just need to give him more opportunities and continue to block for him, let him get on those second level guys, and hopefully he can keep making plays like that happen.
Joe, at owners' meetings, Jimmy Haslam told ESPN that he's got the right pieces in place with AB and Kevin. I know you've been strong supporting Kevin, but are you glad to hear that it looks like there's going to be some stability?
Yeah, I think that's smart. I think you look at the teams that you obviously want to get the right people in the building, but you look at teams that have had sustained success and they build a culture and they have those staffs that they can draft players that fit their culture and their play style. Like you look at the Steelers, they've drafted the same type of D lineman for the last 50 years. So, you know what I mean? Like you get guys that fit a system and do those things. And so I think keeping the right guys in charge is a smart thing. Thanks.
Thanks, Joel.